Are we recording? Oh, we are? Holy shit. Well, welcome to another episode of Murder Schmurder. Coming out every Monday, whenever I have the stuff together.
I was going to say,
coming out
sometimes Monday, sometimes
Tuesday.
And we might even throw in a Friday.
At the latest, Wednesday next week.
Could have been months since we've seen you. Could have been a week since you've heard us. I'm Joseph. I'm glad you're back.
You know what?
Way.
I need a break from all you motherfuckers too sometime. You
Don't
know?
lie to them.
You
can't get enough of us.
I'm addicted to the spotlight. I need their attention. It's the only reason I wake up at night. It's the only reason I wake up in the morning.
Austin insists on carrying in a giant spotlight into Grant's house. It's like 700 cold cranking amps of just fucking lumens right into your face.
I am
It's
sweating.
really hot.
Yeah. I'm sweating, but I'm really just glistening. I look good. I'm growing my hair out. I've got like the sexy mullet mustache thing going on right now.
Growing the pubes out from what I can tell.
Oh yeah, I'm
because
going
it's so hot that the lamp has made you strip.
Going straight like 70s with it. You know?
Hell yeah.
Yeah, I'm like James Bond hot. You know, I'm not very like, defined muscular, but it's there, Yeah. Like James Bond.
It's defined by your imagination.
Yeah, he it's all chest and that's it.
So you're Sean Connery.
Yes.
Okay.
And I slap women just the same.
I work out a lot, but I also drink a lot on the job.
Sometimes you just got to give them a good slap.
Terrible.
Well, that was Austin.
If anyone couldn't piece that together.
If you weren't sure.
This is Jamie, and we are joined by our lovely new host. First time ever.
Woo woo.
Brand spankin'.
New.
That's what, brand
Yeah.
spankin'.
Brand spanking.
They know that I finish it with new.
This is branded content, and it's branded spanking. I'm just kidding. It's not branded content. We don't have any
But it
money.
is spankins.
But there are spankings. Spankings
Yes.
abound.
Right. Hence, Sean Connery.
It's brought to you by Spanking.
Would you like
And
to
Spanks.
Try spanking your kids today.
We welcome you, Chelsea Parsons.
First time guest, first time host.
First time podcast.
First time everything.
First time
Oh
she's ever
my
done it.
God.
Who
This
else
is
we
the
got?
First. I'm a virgin.
Oh, I'm Grant.
Gross.
I know.
Oh, okay. This is going to be rough.
just for you podcast, I feel like he's always here. Just so you know. This is Grant's house.
This is Grant's operation, really.
Grant's operation. Yeah.
None of us know what those glowing buttons mean.
Just assume I'm here.
If you hear our voices, it's because Grant's here. Otherwise, we'd just be shouting into fucking tin cans with strings on them.
Which, at one point we were.
Look, it's
we were
not
doing
Yeah.
fun, okay? I mean, that's a fun time.
Yeah. Did you hear about Ted Bundy?
Yeah.
It's like a 10-second delay.
Austin speaking to the cup. Into the cup, Austin.
Stop blowing out the cup.
Broke another string.
And for today's intro, we're going to do a special little bit.
I hope you're ready for it as much as I am.
Okay, on three. 1 and a 2 and a 3 and...
Welcome back to your favorite dating show, Jailbait. The dating show where I've already fucked this up.
It's the dystopian dating show where prisoners have to earn their freedom.
Through matrimony.
And just to be clear, dystopian means that it is involved in the current prison profit system that is dystopian, not in any way like Death Proof that we talked about earlier, or Hunger Games, or any other post-apocalyptic scenario.
Okay, legal disclaimer over.
All right, we are joined today by 4 not-so-lovely bachelors. Bachelor number 1 was arrested for... Is this where
Like the
I
hard
go?
cut.
So that's the cut point.
Should I just loop it? Is
I
that-
don't know if you... Can we legally loop it?
Okay.
Bachelor number 1, tell us a little about yourself.
Well, so you see, I've been doing some prison time for about 20 years now. I'm 20 years into a kind of... I can't technically say life sentence. It's just they just keep finding more. I'll explain to you in a bit. Should I explain now, or should I wait until like maybe she asks questions, or should I just go ahead and explain?
What's your name?
My name is they call me Passport Pete. Yeah.
That's good.
Bachelor number 1, you are drying up puss faster than someone. Help me with an analogy here.
Look, shut the fuck up. All right, you wanted to play host, or did you want me to play host? All right,
This is better. Keep this in.
If you're gonna commit to a bit, shut the fuck up. Anyway,
Dried up
so as I
puss
was
faster
saying-
than Jamie does.
Jesus fucking Christ. Yeah, I got this funny bit today, guys. Can you come up with a character in 15 minutes?
So I could shit all over it?
Bachelor number 1, you're not playing to the bid very well.
Anyways, I got arrested about 20 years ago because back in 2018, I read this article that apparently due to the I meant 2018, like in a past lifetime.
The other two in 18.
Yeah, the other 2018.
Perfect. Keep going.
Stay in it.
This is a stupid idea.
Oh, it's terrible. I hate it. Let's go.
It took 30 minutes to explain the idea.
Yeah, it sure did. Anyway, so I read this article 20 years ago that said apparently due to the decline in Japan's population, Japan was offering breeding visas, which later turned out to be a complete and total hoax. I didn't quite read the date on said article, but it turns out it was April 1st. Which was my birthday, so I thought this was a sign from God.
Of course.
So I went out to Japan and started banging a lot of Japanese women, and I am serving time for unpaid child support. They got me back here in the States, but I'm still spending about 10 years per kid, and they just keep calling me, and they keep finding more children. Anyways, I'm trying to get out of prison because I need to really rethink my life a bit and start anew. I want to start fresh. I want a fresh start.
Thank you, Bachelor number 1. You're doing a great job telling us about what is it? International alimony evasion.
Shut the fuck up. I hate you.
All right, Bachelor number 2.
Hi, my name. Shiver me timbers. Me
Really?
name be.
Oh, my God.
Really?
Yeah, apparently it's going pirate.
You're going.
You gotta commit now. Commit.
My name be Danny Oceans. I was planning the biggest heist of them all to get all the booty in Fort Knox. Everything was going to plan, and then a giant gold bar landed on me head, and I, for some reason, had to turn into a pirate. Everything went belly up as I kept on yelling, set off all the alarms, and they killed all me men. I'm currently serving 2 consecutive life sentences and looking for a lovely bride. I hope it be me. Yarg.
If you heard the door close, that's Bachelor number 1 leaving.
That was the sound of the entire studio audience abandoning this premise.
Sneaking out quietly.
Hundreds of fast forward 30 seconds, buttons being pressed all across the nation.
Our bachelorette is about to walk out to you guys. So
It's the worst pirate.
All of a sudden, Mr. Japan ain't looking so bad.
Well, Bachelor number 3, can you tell us a little bit about yourself?
Hey, I'm Bachelor number 3. My name is Jimmy Spoons, and I ran a candy factory. Admittedly, there were some shortcuts that were taken. I was working with Nesquik, and we were trying to figure out a way to make baby formula into candy. It did not super what I would call workout. Test groups in Bolivia, Cameroon, and the West Indies responded negatively on the whole. A lot of them died. Overseas, it's fine. But listen, I'm 5 years into a 15-year thing. I had a really good lawyer. And if the candy wrapper does not fit, you must acquit, is all I got to say. I'm still fighting it. We got an appellate going. My dad is a senator. He has got a new circuit court judge that I think is really going to help me retry this thing. So you know what, baby? I'm almost out, and I'm looking to go around town, you know?
Oh, sassy.
Very nice. Very nice.
Bachelor number 4.
Well, my name's John Smith, and yes, that's my legal name. Okay, I know everybody's like, "Oh, no, it really is my name." A few years ago, we'll say 15 years ago, back in 2019. No, anyway, no my good math jokes. Anyways,
We've already established that math does not exist in this
Time
world.
does not exist here.
It's not real in this podcast.
When you're in prison, it's all just
Right,
a wash.
Yeah. Well, I was taking a nice vacation with my bros, my homies. And we decided to go down south. And I just kind of happened upon a nice group of people. They seemed like they liked me. Turned out it was the cartel. And I heard a lot of things like, gringo this, gringo that, ha, 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 whatever. I don't know. But I made a lot of good friends. And I'm in for 25 to life. But on good behavior. And I'm just going to say it. I'm pretty white, so I think I'm going to be getting out. I'm 17 years in, but I'm going to get out that before that 25 is up. I'm pretty sure. Already made good friends with some of my guards, some of the COs, I've been doing the
industrial prison complex is quite racist.
I've been doing the warden's taxes. So I think I'll be getting out kind of soon. I'm just saying.
Love to hear that.
And now we'll have some questions from our bachelorette. Chelsea, let's hear question number 1.
She can hold herself back from this eligible bachelor.
She is foaming at the mouth.
I'm drooling.
Foaming lots of places.
I'm wet already. And this is just getting spicy.
Fool me like the seas.
Oh,
There's
take me to
2
that
pirates in here
ocean. All right, bachelor number 1. What would you say to me on your 10-minute recorded phone call?
Help me out of here. I need to get out of here. Please get me out of here. They keep taking advantage of my candy ass, and I can only take so much more dick.
I know all about candy ass.
All right. So, bachelor number 2. What would you make your shank out of to protect me?
I would be making the shank out of all the gold booty I have hidden across the lands, which we could acquire if we can get me out of here.
Was that pirate?
Why would you need a shank if you're... The point is to make a shank
It's my
from
answer.
prison materials.
I am the pirate. Not the materials that you have scattered across the seas.
Just buy a shank. You've got gold.
So many pirates here.
Jesus Christ.
Oh, my God. All
Are
right.
you a pirate?
Obviously not. Are you? Jesus Christ.
Bachelor number 1, you're getting pretty mouthy
somebody-
over there.
for
Maybe
somebody-
you should calm down.
For somebody who doesn't know how to make a shank out of prison materials, what kind of pirate are you?
All right, boys, settle down. Settle down.
Sorry, I just really want to get out of here.
Me too.
You
Someone's trying to
might.
win
You
this
might.
game, dude.
All right, bachelor number 3. What would you tell the warden to get me in for our first conjugal visit?
I'd tell the warden that we all know what makes the world go round. It's money, and I make a lot of it. I would tell him that my Senator Daddy has a lot of friends in BlackRock, and who invests in private prisons and slave labor? BlackRock. And who has the nicest cell in this place? Me. Got a duvet in there. So I would just tell him that we can write a little check action as long as I can get my little action in the trailer.
Oh, man, I
Wow,
hate
you-
Bachelor number 3
You
so
are
much.
very confident.
You got
You're
a
very
debate in
confident.
your prison cell?
Yeah, it's
You
pretty
bitch.
nice.
You know what I got in my prison cell? miles and miles of dick.
Yarg, this do be unjust.
All right, bachelor number 4. What would you buy me at the commissary?
I mean, probably something kind of fun, like a couple packs of ramen. Ooh, maybe some of those candy bars that come through sometimes. Now, to be fair, some of them that are allotted to my particular prison, I'm pretty sure they got them for free because I've seen some of my cellies get like violent. It's either red diarrhea or bloody diarrhea. We can't really tell.
It's a little bit of both. Hey,
is
bachelor number 3 stepping in. Sorry. A lot of our candy actually gets shipped to this prison, and I don't know if you've ever seen me eat it because you haven't.
No.
Don't eat it.
Oh, okay. So probably not that candy. So
It's only good
That'd
enough
be
for
great.
foreigners
I'd
and
appreciate
prisoners.
that.
couple of packs of ramen, maybe those spicy Takis.
Oh,
Ooh.
wow. Bachelor number 4 over here looking real good. All right, bachelor number 1. Okay, here you go. If we shared a meal together during visitation, what would you make me?
Well, since I am in prison, I think I could definitely make a makeshift. I could do some powdered egg omelets. I got some government cheese. I got some government powdered eggs. Look,
Why are they powdered?
Well, because that's all they give me in prison.
How did they make it?
They.
I have so many questions.
How do you make powdered eggs?
Yeah.
With powdered eggs and water.
Okay.
I can make a makeshift omelet. Look, you're asking Gordon Ramsay to make a Michelin star meal out of government cheese and powdered eggs. Not even he could do it. But I'm gonna do the best I can for you. You understand? Like this is I'm working with what I got here.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. And besides that, I got some bathtub wine that we could share. And
Now you're speaking my language.
see, if you just let me cook.
Nice save, bachelor
Wow.
number 1.
If you would just let me cook.
Some bonus points right there.
It's good.
All right, bachelor number 2, you better step up your answers now. You got some competition.
Well, let's just say bachelor number 3 is the shining star, but the bachelor number 2 is riding the seas.
What happened to your accent?
That was the announcer. Now I be me.
Now I be me.
All right.
I'm wondering why no one else is hopping in as the announcer. It's a fun bit.
It doesn't seem that fun. All you guys have done is argue.
I mean, I just gave it to you, bud. Since it seems like you really wanted to do it.
All right, boys. Number 2. If I were a Twinkie, what would you fill me with?
Come.
Bachelor number 2. Jesus Christ.
There's no.
Why are you crying?
There's no answer other than come.
An ocean of come.
I fuck Twinkies right now. It's my only release. I don't like men's booty, so that's all I can give.
Pirate that doesn't like booty. Not even a real pirate, dude.
Broad.
Fake.
All right, bachelor number 3. If I were to choose you, how would you disappoint me the most?
I mean, if you want to be taken out to be wine and dined in Greenwich Village, whisked across the Swiss Alps, taken to the Louvre for a surprise midnight visit. I mean, I guess, honestly, the way that I would disappoint you is that you'd never get over me when we broke up.
Oh, right in the gut.
Damn, that was good, bachelor number
All
3.
right. All right.
The worst.
No more questions. All right, back to you, number 4. If I were to choose you, what would you do on your first day free?
Get the hell out of that jail. Probably do something fun. I'm definitely out of money because they stole all of that money that I made working for the cartel. Dude, it was so much money. It was so much money, but it's gone now. It was
How
all
much
seized.
money? You got to tell me now.
Millions. So it's millions.
Millions.
But it's seized. So,
So you're worth nothing.
yeah, I'm broke. I'm broke
Okay.
as fuck. But, I'd probably call my mom and be like, what can I do? So, probably like Ruby Tuesdays, maybe the Sizzler. You know what I mean? It'd be good.
Okay.
It's not gonna be right home good, but it'd be good. You know what I mean? Yeah. A couple of margaritas.
Buffalo Wild
Can we get
Wings
an
has
app?
unlimited boneless wings on Mondays for $20.
Oh, yeah, we'll get
Can we
an
get
app.
an app?
Yeah,
Okay.
we'll get an app. Maybe 2 apps. Yeah. A couple
Oh,
of drinks
okay,
for
you're
sure.
speaking my language. I like that.
Can Bachelor number 1 let it be known that it's likely that you are paying for this meal?
That's fine. If he can pay me later.
I mean, I'm just saying.
Is it hard to not have money?
It is.
Yeah, it sucks. Bachelor number 3.
You know, you save a lot of money when you don't pay Japanese child support.
Oh, I don't pay child support at all.
Well,
Japanese or otherwise.
Neither do I.
well, our lovely bachelorette, Chelsea, do you want to do one last round of questions before making your final decision?
I do. This is a really tough one, but I want each of you to answer this one final question. How can you prove to me that you're not just using me for your freedom?
Well, like I said at the beginning, I am looking for a fresh start. I realized that I made a huge miscalculation, a huge mistake. And I do promise to all of my baby mamas out in Japan that with the rest of my life, I will dedicate my life to paying back at least half of what that's all I can do. Because the rest I want to spend on the most beautiful woman I have ever seen in my life. And whether or not she will offer me my freedom today, just if I were to leave you, Chelsea, with anything, just you are the most beautiful woman I've ever seen.
Thank you.
And,
Thank
you know, if you think I deserve to rot for my crimes, I completely understand it.
Mm-hmm.
But just understand that it was just a very big misunderstanding
This is a great answer.
on my
Thank
part.
you for that.
Thank you.
That means a lot.
Okay, bit of a downer. Let's maybe see if we can move on to someone else.
Reading a little desperate. What about Bachelor number 2?
Speaking my truth here.
The only lady that I am married to is the Lady of the Sea. I must be on the seas. You can be with me or you cannot, but I just know I'm being called and I must leave this land.
You're not selling yourself well right now.
Oh, I love you and the seas. I have a beautiful ring for you in my treasure chest.
Where's your treasure chest?
I can't tell you. You have to let me go first.
So there's like I get a prize now if I pick you.
No, you
see
don't.
it like that,
Oh,
yes.
No,
okay.
you don't.
Okay.
Nothing about X marks the spot in my heart that she's really the buried treasure. Come on, man. You have the gold mine of pirate and you're doing nothing with it.
Bachelor number 3. Do you want to chime in as a pirate?
As a pirate, no, because you've disrespected the pirate name. But as the son of a wealthy candy conglomerate, I will tell you, ultimately, I'm getting out of here anyway. Let's be honest. I'm going back to a pretty sick life. Actually, I'm kind of just using this as a retreat because I hate my dad and I don't like being around him. I've got it pretty good in here, but I'm going to win this thing in appeal. I'm going to kill it, just like I killed them kids.
Excuse me, what?
Nothing.
Okay, great.
That part was a Freudian slip. But I will say, ultimately, I'm going to get out of here anyway. It's just a question of if you're coming along or not.
Wow. Okay, I love these answers.
Bachelorette, he'll just leave you as soon as he can. Stay with me.
Probably. But you'll have a great time until then.
Great.
Or you can be with Peg Leg Pete over here, or whatever his fucking name is.
Wait, do you have one leg?
It's not my fault. I only have one leg.
Gets pegged with it.
He's got diabetes.
He's got a constant Woody.
I got a severe case of diabetes.
I keep eating the chocolate. They can't stop me from eating it. It's very bad
I
for me.
told you not to eat it.
It's just so tasty. The red dye gets me.
Is that leg or you're just happy to see
He
me?
didn't have the peg leg when he was in prison, when he got to prison. That's prison medical care for you. Strap an old broom to it or whatever.
I want me insulin and they cut off my head.
Oh, Bachelor number 4. Can you tell us a little bit
what would get you out of prison?
Yes. Well, you sound lovely, first of all. And
I am.
I think we would have a nice life together. Nothing crazy, whatever. But I also feel like I'm going to be getting out of here soon. Through to my charm, not my daddy's money, like Bachelor number 3.
Too bad you can't have both.
I managed to, utilize the system for myself because I'm just the most average of white guys there are. So we'll have a nice life. Nothing exciting, nothing bad, but, healthy middle.
That sounds great. Great answer.
Yeah.
All right.
Well, Bachelorette, you've heard it all. Now
I've
I think
heard
it's
it all.
time for you to make the final decision.
Wow. Well, you all have really great qualities. I wish I could just.
We do?
Yes. But
Wow, good to know.
I'm going to have to base my answer on the fact that my dream in life has always been
To be a pirate.
is to own my own football team.
Damn
And
it.
so I think I'm going to go with Bachelor number 1.
No! He can't buy you a football team.
I think we can get all the kids over.
We could have at least 3 football
and we
teams.
could have some Japanese football teams together.
Japanese football team.
How about them apples? Where's the music?
What a surprise ending.
Well, domo arigato. Chelsea has landed her lovely husband.
On Passport
See y'all bitches
P.
never.
He has successfully evaded international alimony. Good on you. What are you going to do first?
I'm gonna hit up all my mama sons. We got some contracts to sign.
Thank you for tuning in to Jailbait, the dystopian dating game.
Well, that was dumb as hell.
That was dumb and so long.
I gave everyone the out to not do it.
Oh, it happened all the same. By the way, I love the fact that you're a pirate and you tried to rob Fort Knox. Very landlocked.
Notoriously dry place.
Very landlocked. That's fun.
Yeah. It didn't work out for some reason.
You gave up on the pirate accent a couple times.
You think so?
Yes.
It comes in and out.
You started doing this weird over-enunciating thing.
You're a terrible
Wow.
pirate.
Well, I mean, the only reason I was potentially a pirate in that one was because I got bonked on the head by a fucking gold bar. So it's not like I'm a real pirate.
So you were
I
just a
see. This is
pirate.
that
Yeah.
That's
You had a
backstory
mental
that we need.
issue.
thing that sometimes happens when you get hit in the head and you
Yeah.
have
Yeah.
like
Accent changes.
Like
foreign
a
accent
concussion.
syndrome.
Yeah.
I thought
Yeah.
you were going to do a Birdman of Alcatraz thing with like a parrot on your shoulder.
I should have.
He sends me messages to me Sally.
Like,
Fuck you! Rock! Where's the rock?
That's fun. So, Chelsea, you have an episode for us.
I do.
I'm very excited to hear it.
And if you still want to hang out and tell it after all that, I mean, we're happy to have you.
I mean, I'm kind of trapped in here, so I can't really go anywhere.
That was
Unless I
strategic
just
on our part.
That
jump
is
the
true.
table.
You
Yeah.
are against the wall.
I feel very help. No, I'm just kidding. This is great. I'm so excited. Yeah, so I picked this person. You guys don't know who it is, right?
no.
No, we didn't.
People are throwing things right now, and I feel
I
very
dropped it.
nervous. Okay.
I didn't know you were hosting. I didn't know anything about the episode
I'm
you were going to
so
do.
sorry to
I'm
let you
going
down.
in blind. No, I'm excited.
Okay.
I'm
Yeah.
ready to go.
So, okay, I'm sure you guys know this. You hear a story about a killer or something crazy that's happened and it sticks with you. This guy has stuck with me from like the get-go of my true crime life.
Oh,
Like,
okay.
This guy, when I was asked to do this, I was like, who should I do? Oh, easy. This guy.
This is a face on your Mount Rushmore of true crime.
This guy's got a lot of faces in his own Mount Rushmore, which you are going to find out.
Okay, all right.
Are we ready to dive in?
Yeah, let's
All
dive
right.
in.
Today we're going to talk about the man who inspired several popular films you might have heard of: The Silence of the Lambs, Psycho, and Texas Chainsaw Massacre.
Ooh.
Oh, yes, this is the story of the mother-loving, schizophrenic, socially awkward man from Plainfield, Wisconsin, Ed Gein.
Yeah. Hell yeah. Ed
AKA
Gein.
the Butcher of Plainfield.
How
love
you
Ed
doing
Gein.
there? I'm Ed Gein.
But you don't want his meat, though. His butcher. It's just meat.
It's organic.
It's organic. You can't get it nowhere else.
Oh, don't ya know? All right. Edward Theodore Gein was born on August 27th, 1906 to George and Augusta Gein in La Crosse County, Wisconsin.
So about 20 years ago.
Ish, give or take. The family, along with Ed's older brother Henry, moved to Plainfield in 1914, where they lived the remainder of their long, sad lives.
In Plainfield, Wisconsin. To
Plainfield,
live and die in
Wisconsin.
Plainfield.
What a name for a place.
Yeah.
Very fitting.
Yeah.
Very plain.
Plainfield.
Very
Plain.
plain.
How is it? It's plain.
Yeah.
fine.
Very plain people
Very
in
plain.
Plainfield.
There was like a couple hundred people there. I mean,
Right.
what do you do?
Fucking apparently do weird shit.
Kill
Yeah.
people. Make some lampshades on the side. Who knows?
He's an enthusiast. There wasn't a Michaels.
He tried. He tried to start it, you know?
He's making his own supply. You know what
Yeah.
I mean?
The demand just wasn't there yet.
Exactly.
But it is now, apparently.
Look at the true crime market now. Ahead of
Look
his
at it.
time.
Would you look at it? All right. George, Ed's dad, had a very traumatic childhood, which led him to his alcoholism in later years. He was orphaned at a young age because his whole entire family died in the Mississippi River due to a flood.
Oh,
I don't know how that happens.
well,
Hang on, his
typically it
whole
rains
family?
a
His
lot.
whole family, his siblings, his parents.
How did he survive?
Oh, fuck if I know. Oh, magic.
I mean, this is pre 1906 in Plainfield or near Plainfield, rather. They knows. I mean, come on.
Yeah.
I imagine he like floated on a, I don't know, cow.
His mom's corpse.
Probably. He surfed his way back to shore on his mom.
Hang 10.
Thanks, Ma.
But also, like,
the
around
ride.
1900s, I feel like it should be common knowledge. Don't put your entire family in a river at once. Because, you know, it just feels like you're tempting God.
Yeah, I think he learned from that moment on.
What are you going to do? Oh.
So George has an he's had an easy life.
Very
He
easy.
just decides to start drinking for no reason.
Yep.
Plus, he gets to live in Wisconsin, the great estate.
Right.
He was stoked about it.
Especially for drinking.
Yeah.
So he, of course, he grew older and struggled to keep a job because he was just constantly drunk, and that infuriated his wife, Augusta. But
His wife? God.
his wife. When he was sober, George was considered like meek and kind of a pushover to her because she was like very big and verbally abusive.
That's why
and-
she hated him drinking.
Yeah.
Yeah, but then twist of fate.
Not
When he
a
was
fun
drunk. When he got drunk, he was like, "I'm not doing this anymore." He stood up for himself, and then he was very physically abusive to her to the point where she would like pray to God that he would die. She was done.
So good relationship.
It's very healthy.
Yeah.
How'd little Eddie take all that?
Oh,
Right?
With stride.
he was just the sanest of them all. All right. Augusta was raised by very strict German and religious parents who would punish her physically if she didn't obey their code of conduct. So this was why she was so fiercely persistent that her sons follow her religious rules as well. Augusta, George, Henry, and Ed lived in a very poor rural farm area, and the only real source of social interactions the boys had was at school. But otherwise, they weren't allowed to have friends. And Mom taught them that all women were the devil and they were all prostitutes, but she was not any of those. She was perfect.
Same
She was great.
It's the mama from Waterboy.
They're all prostitutes except me.
They're the devil.
They're the devil.
No, mama.
Except
I
me.
was gonna say, is this Waterboy or is this Ed Gein?
So it's going
Similar.
really well for Ed.
Yeah.
He's learning a lot.
Yeah.
So this has
Siblings.
influenced so many movies. That's awesome.
Yeah.
From
yeah.
Waterboy to
Texas Chainsaw Massacre.
Same.
The classics.
One and the same.
How many siblings?
Just Henry and Ed.
Okay.
Ed was
Got
5 years younger than Henry.
Okay.
So she kept them isolated on this farm to protect them from all these sinful and evil things. So they were just given jobs to like keep them occupied on the farm. But then suddenly George died from heart failure. He was probably just done with everybody's bullshit. So Ed and
Guess I'll die.
yeah,
I'm die from heart failure. I'm out of here.
and Gus was like, "Thank God." She probably killed him. Who knows?
Threw him in the hog
Right.
pit.
Right.
Yeah, right.
So Ed and Henry had to pick up the pieces, and they started working odd jobs to help financially. But Henry, the older one, the more wise one, started to notice how obsessed Ed was with his mom and just was like, dude, you got to get out of here. Like, go see the world. You're a little off. Like, let's talk about this.
Good big brother.
Yeah.
Okay.
He tried. He could see past her bullshit. So he tried to warn Ed, but Ed was just very angry about it. He was like, I'm not listening to this. No, you're wrong. Mom's the best. So he's the epitome of a mama's boy.
You don't talk about mom that way. Hey there, Henry.
Gotta feel for Henry being on a fucking
Just
hog
go
farm
see the
in
greener
Plainfield.
pastures over in Wisconsin for a little while. You're gonna see a better light.
Which, by the way, I hear that the Green Bay Packers stadium is now allowing their people to smoke inside.
Ooh.
Whether it be vaping or cigarettes or whatever. They're like, yeah, it's fine.
It's because they're used to getting smoked. Just kidding. I have no idea.
It's actually kind of true.
Is it?
Come on.
Come on. All right. So one day in May of 1944, Ed and Henry were burning marsh vegetation on their farm when a fire broke out. Ed claims that when the fire got out of hand, he fled the scene, but he couldn't find his brother, Henry. So he notified the police, and they sent out a search party. They eventually found Henry's body, which Ed, strangely, weirdly, I don't know how, led them straight to the body, and he was pronounced dead on the scene. But Henry was found laying face down, and Ed claimed that he must have been caught in the fire, but there were no burns on his body or his clothes.
No burns?
No burns. Weird.
I mean, do you think he died of like breathing in too much smoke or something? Or
Must have, yeah.
But out in the open? They were outside,
they
right?
were outside.
Look, there's no
No,
way
let me-
that Ed Gein killed his brother. I mean,
You're
come on.
right. What am I saying?
Let me add that they also found lots of bruising on his head, but this was never investigated. They're like, oh,
Coincidence.
Ed, he's harmless.
Yeah, you inhale a bunch of smoke, you fall, and you hit your face. Duh.
five
Right.
to
Several times.
12
We're talking
times.
about Eddie here.
Yeah.
Our boy Ed.
So,
Sweet old Ed.
I wouldn't hurt a
how-
fly.
I'm mom's favorite.
rock.
Yeah, there was a bloody rock next to him.
Must have been what he tripped over.
Don't talk about my mama that way.
Got that toe blood on his
Oh,
rock there.
I am staying in this action for the rest of the podcast.
Please.
How old is little Edward at this point?
Late 30s. Like
Oh.
maybe like
Oh.
38.
He was like a kid.
Yeah, I was like 8 years old.
Our little Ed Gein.
In his mind, he
all
is.
grown up.
Yeah, he's still very much a child.
Yes. And like he technically was never diagnosed with any kind of developmental delays, but he 100% was like the mind of a child. So everyone kind of suspected it was Ed, but like they're just like, oh, no, it couldn't be.
Sure.
Yeah.
Small town, long time
town.
ago.
Would you just look at those eyes?
Seems like the eyes of a sweetie
Those-
to me.
Those 1,000-yard staring eyes.
He's got the same eyes as a possum, full of warmth and love.
You all
So-
know how I feel about possums.
Dude, I love
Mortal
that possum.
enemies. Possums are great.
Austin got into a fight with a possum.
I did.
What?
Yeah.
That's a story for after the podcast.
Yeah. He tells a story on another podcast. I'll send
Oh
it to
my
you.
God. I'm so distracted now thinking about possums.
He technically won.
I did.
And there
I could. I
no
hope
one
so.
died. No one got hurt.
Oh, his ass might be a little sore, but
Just his ass.
just his ass.
This is sounded
So
so
we
much
should-
odder without the context.
So we'll definitely save this.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, we'll circle back. Yeah.
Okay, so soon after Henry's passing, their mother, Augusta, suffered a stroke that paralyzed her, and it forced Ed to step up and take care of her full time. But sadly for Ed, she passed away in 1945, and he was so depressed and so upset about it because mom was his life and his only friend. So this is where the psychotic Ed Gein behavior begins. Cue the psycho music.
So he is now 39, lost all of his family, including his crazy overbearing mother.
Mm-hmm.
And he's alone on a farm in Wisconsin. Ooh, this is going to
With
be
no electricity or plumbing.
I mean, what would you do?
I mean, probably what I think he's about to do.
It gets
Really?
fun. It gets
I would
exciting.
leave.
Oh, I would have.
But where are you going to go? You're socially awkward.
Where are you going to go? The hotbed of sin that is Milwaukee? Might as well go to Vegas and sell your soul to the devil.
All right, good point. I'll just stay and kill people.
I mean, yeah, because like for him, women, he was taught like women were evil, and it was, he's not allowed to have friends or socialize. So he's like, he'd probably walk out in the street and stare and just be like, okay, buddy.
Dude.
Just like walk back inside.
Imagine just like encountering this motherfucker somewhere.
It's funny.
Hi.
I've never really.
Just heavily breathing over your shoulder.
Well, apparently to everyone else, because like everyone in the town was interviewed after, like, oh, he was just an oddball. He was just a
Yeah, they
strange
didn't know
guy.
it, but it's 1940s.
You know,
Just a
he
strange
used
boy.
to babysit the
Do you like
the
cheese?
kids.
Wait, Ed Gein was a
He
babysitter?
babysat.
What?
Sure, I'll watch them.
I'll do nothing but.
Apparently, he could connect with kids, but he could not connect with adults.
Right.
So,
More of the, yeah.
Yeah.
I'm real good at
but the
playing with
parents
blocks
still
too.
trusted him.
You want to spell ball out of the blocks?
I'm sorry. Have you figured out the peg and the whole thing yet?
I tell you, that
I'm
square,
stuck.
that square peg does not go in that triangle hole.
Trust me, I know.
Mama said they'll steal your cum.
It's fucking the triangle. I like it.
So he didn't leave. He stayed in the house, and he boarded up the mom's room so that he could keep it pristine, like a shrine to honor her.
Sure, that's a normal
Like,
thing to
why
do.
would you not do that?
Which is so crazy because I love the movie Psycho and I love the Ed Gein story. I listen to a lot of true crime shit myself. I've never put those two together. That's just weird that I've never done that before. You have a moment sometimes where you're like, well, that's stupid of me. But continue.
I have plenty
I'm
of
glad I
those.
could learn you.
Dude, the movie is now playing in my head full speed. Let's go.
Don't worry, Grant.
Yeah.
I have many a moment where I think, wow, that was stupid of me.
It's like, man, I'm dumber than I thought. That sucks.
On the reg, Grant.
So he boarded up her room, not to touch it. It was her shrine, but the rest of his house became like a hoarder's dream. It was covered in trash and dirt and food and more. And like I said, there's no electricity or plumbing, so you could imagine how just great it smelled in there.
Ugh.
Usually mother washed the dishes.
It's been 6 years, Ed. I'm amazed he didn't burn himself down. You know?
Yeah.
I mean, this guy's clearly not like the sharpest block in the set. Like, and he's got a farm filled with trash, old as shit. I mean,
Yeah.
straight cigarette. It's all, yeah.
I wish it would have.
Might have been better.
Yeah. It does happen eventually. So
I won't skip ahead.
let's get there. All right. So within a few years after Holden.
If there would have been a McDonald's or a Taco Bell at that time, this would change the trajectory of like.
This would have saved his life.
I think he would have just gorged himself and then like called it.
Either that or he would have worked at either McDonald's or Taco Bell as the guy on the microphone. Hi there, what can I get for you? Oh, you want 2 chalupas?
Just never leaves the store. He lives there.
Yeah, exactly.
He could have been assistant regional manager or something, you know? Could have worked
Assistant
his way.
to the regional manager.
Sorry.
Right.
I like the idea of him working the drive-thru because I feel like someone would be like, hey, can I get a McChicken? He'd be like, I don't like a McChicken. You want something else? No, I'd like what
Here,
I
I
wanted.
need you something special. Try this one. What do you think?
We got special sauce.
I made it
this
myself.
You belong here.
I feel so welcome.
It's not
Okay.
people. All right,
Okay, so after mom passed, he decided it would be fun to start digging up recently deceased women from the local cemetery because who doesn't do that?
Hot.
Mother said I needed a hobby.
And he would take their bodies home with him, but then he mutilated him a little bit. It's fine.
Okay.
But he did keep certain parts with him, and then he would take some back to the grave. So he didn't rob the whole thing.
So he'd return
He
part
returned,
of the body sans nipples? Or
Yes,
yes,
that's true.
the parts he didn't like.
I like to wear them on my head.
Yeah.
He's treating the funeral or the
Cemetery.
the cemetery like a blockbuster. Got it.
We're like
Well-
a Shoney's, maybe.
a shown.
The buffet.
Yeah.
Is it ever said if he's
Little
grabbing
bit.
like new bodies, like fresh
Oh,
bodies?
he wanted them fresh. So
A little bit of nipples, a little bit of thigh meat.
I gotta come back for the thigh meat. You know what? That's the wrong accent, but that's fine.
we're here. Just commit.
That's
Commit
okay.
with it.
I got earmuffs made out of muffs.
That is.
We'll take it. Yeah,
Oh,
no, he
we need
wanted
to
them.
introduce you to the game Lower the Bar. This is what we do here. We just try to say the most fucked up joke that we can. Keep that bar
Nice and low.
nice and low.
Yeah, I like it. I'm here for it.
When I'm done kissing him, I bring him back.
There you go.
How low can we? This is like limbo, like a joke limbo. How low?
Can you go? Exactly.
6 feet underground. That's how low you can go.
I love it. So yeah, he did like the freshies. He would watch the paper every day for like the obituaries. Oh, this neighbor's passed.
Oh, boy.
Let me go see what she
Mrs.
looks
Wilkinson, oh mama.
like. I know what I'm doing tonight.
Looks like I got a date.
Fancy living, here we come.
Shovel. Shovel. Shovel.
Is it said that he's getting like sexual gratification doing this?
No, so it's which you
No
would
sexual gratification.
no. So
No.
for him, it was like this scientific medical thing. This like
Oh.
so he says. But really, the ultimate goal of this is that he is so obsessed with his mother that he wanted to wear her skin, but not her skin because she would have never approved of that.
Right,
He
right.
wanted to just wear a skin and be like her.
Okay.
So like it wasn't about doing anything dirty to him. He
So,
just
so he's like Dr. Frankenstein
yeah.
stitching
dumb.
together a new mom
Dr.
suit.
Frankenstein meets Master of Disguise.
Yes.
Become another person. Become another person. Become another person.
Turtle.
With like maybe a little bit of Mrs. Doubtfire. Where's that gritty reboot?
You cut me about beauty regimen. Sorry.
So he says that he dug up like more than 40 graves, but really he only cared about the woman who he thought resembled his mother. So if he dug them up and he didn't feel like they were the one, he would just cover them back up.
Okay.
Yeah.
A lot of work, but nice.
Yeah.
He digs them up. Nah.
Nah. All this work
Shovel.
for nothing.
Shovel. Shovel.
Mama had a C cup. Starts like right there.
She probably had more of like a G or F cup because she was a big old woman.
Oh, that's right. Okay, so
She
she
was
had good
hefty.
conkas.
She was
Yeah.
a big lady. Yeah.
Yeah.
That hit me hard in a weird way. Talking about breast sizes of dead ladies.
Yeah.
I'm more focused on my mom's breast, Grant.
Welcome to Murders for Murder. Voted the most irreverent podcast.
Wonder why.
Chelsea, just let you know, we were
I'm just
voted, I
letting
think, by
this.
like last.fm that we are the most irreverent podcast out. So
Yeah, the list.fm.
I just want to slow clap that. Hold for applause. Hold for applause.
You hear that, people? We're on a list somewhere,
And my dad said
And
I'd
it's-
never amount to nothing.
and it's not the one you think.
It's us being the worst.
Irreverent's not necessarily
Irreverent could be a good thing.
bad.
Yeah. What is the definition? What is the like actual definition?
see, everyone
of
laughed when I was like, yeah, and I Googled the definition of irreverent.
It's like
It's not taking something seriously, basically. Like
Okay.
real,
Showing
Yeah.
a lack of respect for people
Oh,
and things
wow.
that are generally taken seriously.
Yeah.
Yep.
I'd say I think we're being very serious.
Welcome back to Murder Schmurder.
Welcome
This
back
is
to Murder
Joseph. We're just getting back into our
We're turning
NPR
into
talk.
an NPR.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, we're getting sponsored. We get some good tote bags for the summer pledge drive.
I'm NPR Ed Gein, and I go to the cemetery every night to dig up old people who have passed away. This is my story.
He's been in the studio for the last 3 hours, and I find a way to get him out of here.
Hey, Ed. Ed, tell me about your last dig.
Well, it was really fun. I had a nice mile-long hike out to the old cemetery. I dug up Mrs. Dobbins. Mrs. Dobbins.
Hey, Ed. What's on your belt? Is that who I think it is?
It might be a pinky toe.
Is that Mrs.
or
Dobbins?
two. Correct.
Okay.
Is some of your belt Mrs. Dobbins?
Most of my belt is Mrs. Dobbins, yes.
Did he ever say like he found like peace in this? Like I would imagine like the
He found
hobby?
pieces.
the hobby of
why
like
we're
turning
doing
skin
Gein,
into
baby.
leather, the hobby of digging it up, like because it seems like this is like his day-to-day routine. Like, oh, it's Tuesday. Like,
Well,
Yeah.
he
Hey, I'm
claims to have gone into a daze. Like that was his whole like spiel with the police. Like when he was being investigated, he was like, "I just went into a daze, and I don't know, I don't remember." But and he would say too that he like
yeah.
if he went into
Another
the
movie,
daze,
Dazed and Confused.
100%. Every movie ever has been based on Ed Gein. Finding Nemo, Ed Gein.
Top Gun, Ed Gein.
Who knew?
You could be my wingman.
Goose. Look at these nipples I found.
All right. So, all right, a little bit later, November 16th, 1957, Bernice Warden was reported missing by her son, Frank. Bernice owned a local hardware store and was supposed to be working the store alone that day while Frank went on a deer hunting trip. But when Frank returned to the store, he found a pile of blood on the floor and a sales receipt at the register for a mason jar of antifreeze. But he told the police that the day prior, when he was working the store, Ed Gein had come in asking about antifreeze. Weird. And told him he'd come back the next day to pick it up. I don't know why he didn't.
what a
just get
terrible
it
crime.
then. Right.
Yeah, criminal mastermind Ed Gein.
Right.
I'm saying, like in the 1950s, you could just stab anyone. Like,
Could just taken the coolant.
I didn't even think about that.
He paid $1 for that. He paid $1.
And then you stabbed this lady a bunch and then left the receipt.
What kind of world we live in where not even antifreeze is $1 anymore?
That's true.
Well, have you
Not
bought a
even.
mason jar of antifreeze recently?
I'm kind of stuck on the mason jar as a unit of measurement for antifreeze. I mean, they just store everything in mason jars?
You could.
I guess you could.
It was more environmentally friendly.
You know what it was?
It was.
Chelsea.
Yep. Ed Gein was an environmentalist.
It's very green.
He certainly recycled.
And we're back.
All right. Okay, so side note, he did previously ask Bernice if she would go skating with him. Like, hey, you want to go down to the local skating rink? And she was like, no, that's weird. And when the police asked Ed about it, he was like, oh, I was just joking. Like, no, you weren't.
Just having some fun.
Just joking around. Don't you know? Okay, so they police arrested Ed that same day. He was having dinner next door at his neighbor's house, watching I Love Lucy, and then the officers
Classic.
Who doesn't?
Probably inspired that too.
You know that couch.
The later seasons.
That couch did look a little
Leather.
leather.
Yeah.
So while Ed was being arrested, the other officers decided to go into Ed's farmhouse to investigate. So
Cut to the sounds of cops just.
yeah. So warning, things are about to get a little bit graphic.
Hang on, this might be the first time like the cops did a good job. Like off the rip.
Let's see.
Yeah.
They caught Ed Gein. Okay, let's not give him too much credit.
Who
All
buys only antifreeze?
He's suspicious.
You have Ed Gein, and then you have the cop who's probably on the same level in Plainfield. It's like, let me put these puzzle pieces together.
That guy seems suspicious.
The 7-foot-tall Nosferatu-looking guy might have done it. I picture him tall. Was he tall?
He's short. He's like
a short king.
people. They were like, "How did you move her body?" Like,
Wiry.
yeah,
that
he
farm
had that
strength.
farm strength. Yeah.
I was going to say something else.
Say it.
No.
We just had to can an episode, okay? Let's keep it above board, boys.
Right.
No.
All right. So when the police officers arrived at Ed's house on the farm, they opened the woodshed to find an extremely disturbing scene. They found Bernice Warden's body, nude, hanging upside down with no head by a crossbar on her ankles, and her body was sliced down the middle from her pubic region to her sternum. They found out later that she had been shot in the back of the head with a .22 that Ed had actually found at the hardware store. So he shot her at the hardware store.
This should come in handy.
Should I leave a receipt for the gun?
He put it back. He borrowed it. He dragged her body from the store into her work truck, and then Ed drove that truck to his farm and then gutted her like a deer.
Wait, does he not have his own vehicle?
He does, but I don't know why I don't know.
Well, it's just such a lovely day.
He just took a little stroll.
I felt like going for a constitutional.
So after finding that scene, the police continued to search his house, and let's just go through the inventory.
We got receipts.
We
Okay.
have a full inventory of what they found at the house. All right. Whole human bones and fragments, a wastebasket made of human skin covering several chairs, like upholstered. He upholstered them himself. Skulls on his bedpost, female skulls, some with the top sewn off, bowls made from human skulls, which he would actually eat out of. He ate his like daily pork and beans out of these skulls.
Oh, pork and beans out of a skull.
He lived on pork and beans.
My God, if I was a
oatmeal is
ghost
one
and I
thing.
saw this guy eating pork and beans out of my
your
fucking
skull?
skull, I'd be screaming from the other side, "Fuck you! Fuck you!"
Like, what about a nice cinnamon oatmeal with some blueberries in it?
Or
you know?
cereal.
Yeah, or some cereal.
Pork and beans makes it so much
Just give me
worse.
some Fruit Loops.
Seriously.
You son of a bitch!
You fucking like just push a glass off the table. He just kicks it into the pile of shit that's already there.
Oh, broke that glass. That goes in
Well,
the human
that's my bad.
container. Yeah.
They also found a corset made from a female torso that was skin from shoulders to waist.
Ooh,
Leggings made from human leg skin.
leggings.
Yep. He
Leg
was
warmers
Lululemon
that
before
are
it
legs.
was cool.
Leg lemon. I don't know. That's stupid.
leg lemon.
It's not bad. It's not
It's
bad.
all right.
It's okay.
I liked it.
Honestly, put leg lemon on a t-shirt. Just so, like human skin leggings.
My other T-shirt is a torso.
Yes, yes.
I'm here for this. They also found masks that were made from the skin of female heads, and we found out later that he would actually wear these around the house. Like he cut them so that he could slip them on his head and just walk
That's
around.
just ghoulish. That's so
You don't
upsetting.
say that.
Don't say it.
It's just the reality of like picturing this dude alone in a farmhouse
like, doo-doo-doo.
in the 1950s. Quiet,
Cosplaying.
dark, candles, pulling a human face over his own and being like, I look good today. Like, that's
Just-
creepy as
Just
shit, man. That's
getting
crazy.
ready for Comic-Con. That's all he's doing.
Just kidding.
I'm my mother.
Oh, I'm Mrs. Dobbins. You want to come over for cookies?
Just throws her face in the hog slot. No! Your cookies suck.
Do you want to go to cookies?
He's just making mud pies.
Probably.
Yeah.
Correct me if I'm wrong, but in what was it Silence of the Lambs? Was it Buffalo Bill that he
Yeah,
Yeah.
Buffalo Bill.
Buffalo
Fuck me.
Buffalo Bill plays music, and that becomes like a central theme.
Goodbye horses.
Is that correct? Was it ever said that Ed is playing music or has like a certain playlist, or was that more just like?
No, I think
Media
Joseph's account is much more accurate. This is a silent, dark farmhouse in the middle of nowhere. And he's just
Crazy.
That's
poor.
scarier than
Yeah.
like the music. I'm like, I was hoping there'd be some music, like music that reminds him of
The
his
music's
mother.
in my head.
He's
Yeah.
not dancing. He's
Music's
just
in my
he's
head.
just
I make my own
prancing
music.
around with his skin people suit on.
I'm still learning how to whistle.
He's whistling through 2 sets of lips.
Still can't
Makes
quite
it
get
hard.
right
It's
with his two lips.
The lips are flapping.
You know?
Time to go tighten up my drum kit. It's just his face that's it's just a stretching face.
Dude, imagine how haunted, like kind of what Austin was going off, how haunted everything he owns is.
Oh, my
Oh,
God.
dude. I hope that house isn't still standing, because if it is, that's where ghosts
Like
live.
every time he
is
sat
not.
on the couch and someone's like, "You son of a bitch! Get the fuck off me!" And he's like,
You know when like the,
Pork and beans.
like, you know in ghost hunting when like they go into a place and they just like set the record and they play it back. They play back the recording. It's just
Yeah.
He made my scrotum into a beer koozie. Still got the balls on it.
Very good.
"Don't pour Bush Light in me! Don't push me! Don't do it! It's that Bush Light! Don't you fucking pour that
God
Bush Light!"
damn it! Bush Light again! I killed
you,
for a
Ed.
PBR.
Oh man.
Not even fine wine, you fucking bastard.
Piece of shit.
So also, we're still in this inventory. He had a lot of stuff in his house.
Oh my god.
They found Mary Hogan's face in a paper bag, who we're going to talk about in a second. Also, her skull in a box. Bernice Warden's entire head was wrapped in a burlap sack. Her heart was
keep it fresh.
found. Yeah,
Ugh.
they didn't have Ziploc back then.
Right.
Her heart in a plastic bag in front of his stove. 9 vulva in a shoebox.
9 of them?
Just 9, very specific.
I was
9.
making my earmuffs.
They found they found a young girl's dress and the vulvas of 2 females that they thought were probably teenagers.
That's a teenage vulva right there.
Caution, slippery when wet.
My
A-
Really going for it today.
I mean,
Do you like my bracelet?
it's a slap bracelet.
Thank you, Chelsea.
Bar lowered.
Let me help you out.
It feels
boys.
great, doesn't it?
I love it down here on the floor.
It's free.
Join me.
Okay, so along with these slap bracelets, they found a belt made of female nipples.
I was close.
It's that
Nipple
nipple belt. 4 noses, a pair of lips on a window shade, like drawstring. Just some lips. A lampshade made from the skin of somebody's face. Fingernails from female fingers, and a female nipple doorbell, like a ding dong.
That's pretty cool,
That
though.
was pretty cool.
That's clever. That's fun. I mean, come on.
But like, did he make the
That would
noise
make-
when he pushed it?
Beep boop.
Ding dong.
Also, I like that they logged fingernails and toenails in there
Right.
along with everything
Yeah.
else. Because like with everything else, you're like, hey, we got some fingernails over there, and it's like, well, sweep them up. I don't give a shit. There's a fucking bowl made out of skin over here.
Gross.
I
Put it
will
in
say,
the
if I-
human skin waste paper basket.
If I came over to any one of your houses and you had a nipple doorbell, I would giggle.
Yeah.
I would let out.
You're just like,
It would make me
Stop
laugh.
ringing my
every-
doorbell.
come in already.
This is not my fault. You made this.
You put it there.
Right.
You
You made
asked
this
for
the
it.
most ringable doorbell of all doorbells.
Also, know you're drunk, and I know it's 4 a.m. But stop ringing my doorbell.
At the risk of sounding like Gamergate, you put the nipple out there.
Right.
So what was I going to do? Not tweak it?
Not.
It's the only doorbell you can squeeze.
Austin, get your mouth off my doorbell. Ring, ring.
So yeah, I mean, he was a skinterior designer.
Oh,
I am
right,
very
all
proud of that.
That's
Thank
good.
you.
That's
Thank
good.
you. I'll be here all night.
I could tell you wrote that down, and I'm
I
proud of you
did.
for it.
I did. I was like, oh my God, that's perfect.
She is doing pull-ups on that bar.
Seriously.
Fuck yeah.
Like waking up in a cold sweat. Skinterior designer.
Y'all, but like, seriously, it's been like fucking 70 years. How has no one thought of that?
That's so good.
You know?
Have you
I don't
bragged
think
about
I've heard
that
that before.
pun to
So
anybody?
I said it to my boyfriend and he just stared at me. He's like, you got something wrong with you. He's like, you are fucked up.
And you were like, perfect.
I was like, yeah, it's so good.
He hates it. Yes.
I even wrote, I'm really proud of that one.
That was good.
As you should be. I really don't think I've heard
Yeah.
that before.
Okay, good. Put that on your t-shirt.
Yeah.
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 Big time.
Actually,
That's like
Yeah.
3
Yeah.
T-shirts in one episode. Fuck yeah, people. We're
Skinterior.
doing
We got
good.
merch, y'all.
We will have merch soon, I think.
I'm actually doing later research on that. Like, what would later tonight?
Stay tuned.
Love it. All right.
Can we sell Can we sell bars? Like just little sections of like pipe or something, and it's an official lower the bar
Yeah,
bar.
yeah.
That
We
could be
do that.
fun, right?
I think we could put we could have like a little like, I don't know, like a graph on a t-shirt and
Yeah.
like you could draw your own bar,
Yeah.
you know?
How low do you want your bar to be? Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
kind of fun.
Set your own.
We got a lot of
Set your
bar
own bar.
theme
Yeah.
merch.
How about nipple doorbells? I feel like that would sell.
A nipple doorbell?
Oh, that would
Right
sell
on
so
the
quickly.
nipples.
Right on the nipples.
Yeah.
No, like you put it on your
Oh.
on your door.
Oh, like actually nipple doorbells.
Yeah, we don't make them out of real people.
Why not?
That's
But-
good to note.
But we mold them out of real nipples.
But we do
Now we're
mold them.
talking.
We do base them off of real nipples.
Right.
Yes,
Yeah.
absolutely.
Right.
We can make each other sad. It'll be
Exactly.
a mold of all 4 of our nipples.
Exactly.
And we'll see
Yeah.
which one
Right.
sells best.
Ah,
Yeah,
I'm sure the
Challenge
Taylor,
accepted.
I'm sure the Taylor Dahlia nipples will sell the most.
probably.
Probably.
But we don't know that
we
until
do.
we sell them.
Not
We
yet.
do.
I don't know. You haven't seen my nipples in a while. I've been chalking them,
I don't know, man.
keeping them ready.
I see you at boxing every Saturday.
That's true.
And they're rock hard. I'm not gonna
Yeah.
lie.
when mine are hard, I use them to juice lemons.
Well, that's a ringable doorbell. If that's true,
It's a multi-purpose doorbell.
Man,
a-
I'm just thinking about doing that.
that's a ringable doorbell right there.
Yeah. Plus the
All right.
acidity will like kind of soften your nipples. Yeah.
Wow. I'd drink that juice.
I take that deal.
I'd use that as a mixer.
I take that deal.
I'll take that
I
deal.
take that deal every day.
Damn
Well.
good deal.
Along with drinking and eating body parts. They found lots of human organs in the refrigerator, and some of them were near the stove. So they thought that maybe he was eating them, but that was never proven.
I kind of assumed he was eating them.
Yeah.
I
Maybe
believe
not
it.
like all the time.
Yeah.
But like I'm
He
sure
probably dabbled.
I'm sure
Yeah,
he tasted
he cut
them.
a little bit, and there's a little bit of fat on there, and he was like, "Where, you know?"
Built the stove. It's
I mean, I'm-
yeah,
Added in the pork and beans.
I'm here, aren't I?
yeah.
Yeah.
Right. Dip a
Yeah.
little toe in some ranch.
Yeah, he was definitely a product killer, not a process killer.
This isn't your OnlyFans commission, Austin. Relax.
What if
The
Ed
look she
Gein
just
had
gave
it?
me was priceless.
No, I was thinking of Ed Gein having like an OnlyFans.
I found me some fresh toes today.
600 retweets, and I'll take off the skin suit.
Oh my god.
Those horrible eating ones. But anyways, let's go.
I'm Ed Penis Fingers.
Well, he never had men though.
Yeah.
So he
No
was
men.
It'd be lady.
Women
Nipple
only.
fingers.
Ed Clit fingers.
Ew.
He didn't
Yes.
party with the men. So yeah, because it was all like scientific, medical purposes, whatever. So
He's doing science, y'all. Relax.
giant.
This skin suit makes me look
So
like a
hot.
cat. It's got 6 nipples.
Behold my nipples.
So the police asked him about all, like, where'd they all come from. He admitted to robbing the graves, but he would say, like, he was in a daze while he was doing it. But if he was in the middle of his dazed state and he happened to snap out of it, he would stop. Like, he realized what he was doing was wrong.
Okay. That's
So
what he said.
says, yes.
Yeah.
But what we do find out is that ultimately the goal was to create a human suit that looked like his mother so he could wear it. But I think he was actually afraid of digging her up. So he just...
Yeah. I mean, he had decades taboo against that. And, like, essentially, I mean, she was the authority figure, you know? So I get it. But, I mean, I understand his point of view. I don't get it. I don't do that. But I stopped.
15 years ago.
And I won't go back.
Can't make me.
Probably.
In another interview with the police, he admitted to killing 51-year-old Mary Hogan, who went missing in 1954, whose head was found in his home because she apparently looked a lot like his mom. And it's thought that he may have had a crush on her, but because his mother taught him that those desires were, you know, evil and he shouldn't have those types of feelings, he decided to kill her instead. Yeah. But he actually did make jokes to the other farmers in the town saying, like, oh, she's not missing. She's at the house right now. And they were like, oh, Ed,
Gein.
you're so funny. But
Wow.
little did they know.
I bet those farmers felt silly. He did what? Boy.
Well, he did admit that one time that he kills all the women.
I always did think he was fucking crazy.
He apparently would say jokes like that all the time. And everybody was just like, oh, yeah,
Oh,
they
Ed.
Ed.
Yeah.
That's just a weirdo.
He's a goober.
He's got great comedic timing. I really don't know how to explain it. He's a monster, but
He should be on Carson.
Man, I wouldn't mind carving the vulva off her. You know what I'm saying? Just like, all right.
Wouldn't mind slicing her vulva off. Know what I'm saying? Be like,
I paid for this show. Yeah, a lot of people like would say later, once he was caught, that he would stare creepily at these women in the community, but he never made any moves or anything inappropriate. He just would stare and make people feel really uncomfortable. And in interviews with the town people later, they kept calling him odd. Like odd was the word that they used. He was an oddball.
yeah,
but-
I'd say so.
Yeah, they weren't far off. Apparently, there's a bunch of other unsolved cases of missing persons from that time that they think he may have had a part in, but there's nothing to charge him. There's no evidence.
Did they ever exhume the bodies that they suspected he dug up or that he admitted to digging up?
A couple of them.
Okay.
Because they were like, okay, let's just see if he really did this. And they dug up some. They found like his crowbar in one of them. They found a few body parts in it. Like,
That's where that went.
yeah. So from there on, they were like, okay, we trust you. And they didn't exhume any of the other ones.
Oh, sure.
So they were like, okay, I think you're telling the truth.
Yeah.
So
Which actually, funny enough, is kind of hard because those are all fresh graves that he went after. So if the ground is disturbed,
They'd kind of be like, yeah,
it's the same.
we just dug it.
yeah.
Yeah.
And apparently back then they only buried them like 2 feet down. So it wasn't as difficult as some, 6 foot situation.
Okay.
Interesting.
So it was quicker. Like he was in and out.
Yeah.
Oh.
All right, we're going back to 6 feet.
Try to save money on the shovel budget, but you know what? Fuck me, I guess. Sorry.
All right. So in November of 1957, Ed pleaded not guilty by reason of insanity to 1 count of first-degree murder for Bernice Worden. But he was diagnosed as a schizophrenic and said to be unfit to stand trial. He would say that he heard voices, like specifically his mother, before he would go to bed. And he had like hallucinations, and they said that he was coherent yet illogical, whatever that means. So, yeah, he was instead committed to the Central State Hospital for the Criminally Insane and later moved to the Mendota State Hospital. Yeah. While he was in the mental hospital, his home was burned down. Like you were saying. Yeah, so you're right. His home was burned down in March of 1958, right before they were going to turn it into a museum.
Whoever
Oh,
did that, great
They were
job.
they were
Great
going to put it
Yeah.
turn it into a museum, and then somebody was like, burn it down.
Yeah.
Well, it
And
was
then all the
labeled an accident.
And all the ghosts were like, thank Christ.
Yeah. They're like dissipating into the ether and they're just like, oh, fucking thank God.
Yeah. And also, why true crime now?
Why true crime now? Indeed.
Yeah.
Wait, when you say museum, were they like, and this is the lampshade that he made?
Probably.
so.
That's fucked.
Yeah. They did have an
Dude.
auction though, where they like auctioned off a lot of his stuff. So like somebody bought his truck and they like used it at like fairs and people would pay a quarter to come
Ed
see
Gein's
Ed
truck.
Gein's truck. Yeah.
I'd pay a quarter for that.
It's
They didn't
wild.
keep like the couches or anything, right?
I don't think so. There's a lot of like
That's all evidence.
Bruh,
Yeah.
I bet you any amount of money right now that some of that's in some private collection right now.
Oh
That
my
some
God,
some
right.
creepo dude's got a fucking he like goes and sits on his giant silk couch and he's just like, time for some Cheerios.
Right. He's got one of those naked
Pork and
cats.
beans.
pork and
Just-
beans.
Pork and beans.
Pork and
Sorry,
beans.
just the idea of that so disgusts me that I can't even say it.
I know it's horrible.
It's a horrible
But no,
visual.
there was actually in Tennessee back in the 70s, there was like a pretty large museum for horrible people's vehicles. Like their biggest one that they touted was like Hitler's vehicle, and then there was a replica of the limo that Kennedy was shot. And they claimed it was the real one, but found out later it was the replica. But Ed Gein's truck was in that
No
museum
shit.
for a while.
Damn. Evil cars.
I'd pay a quarter
Yeah.
to see that.
Me too.
Yeah.
Yeah, easily. Hell, I'd give him 2.
Right.
Keep the change.
So when
You
the
earned it.
when the police told Ed that his house burned down, his response was just as well, and he shrugged it off.
Very Midwest.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm here now, so.
This is my house now.
They
so
feed me every day. I mean, it's pretty nice.
not pork and beans.
But close enough.
10 years later, he was found sane enough to finally stand trial. And they, again, found him guilty. But there was another part of the trial that was to determine his sanity. And he was deemed, once again, not guilty by reason of insanity. And he was sent back to the mental hospital where he spent the rest of his life. July 26, 1984, he died of lung cancer.
84.
Damn. So he was like,
And also lung cancer.
Lung cancer.
Interesting.
And they buried
He's
him.
probably a smoker. Wouldn't you think?
Yeah.
at that time, you could not be.
Yeah. That's
Yeah.
fair. That's fair.
Also,
But would
probably
they
all
let
them,
him in the mental hospital?
Oh, yeah.
At that time,
Big time.
For sure.
Oh, yeah.
Everybody was smoking.
What are you going to do? Take a crazy person's cigarettes from him?
Yeah, watch what happens.
We tried that with Joseph once.
Finger count in the room. Who's still got all 10? Me!
Later, we're going to play a game. It's called Hiding Joseph's Vape.
That's a great game. We're all going to have fun.
Can I leave first?
Yeah, you can
Okay,
leave. Yeah,
thank
you
you.
Probably
should.
should.
Thank
Yeah.
you. Okay. So he was buried between his mother and his father, or sorry, his mother and his brother
Oh.
in the Plainfield Cemetery. But someone stole his gravestone in 2000. It's been found since, but apparently there's an Ed Gein fan club, and the founder of that fan club is the one that took it.
Wow. Was he charged with anything?
I don't really know.
Is it Marcus Parks?
Probably. He was helping dig the graves with him.
I'm kidding, Marcus.
You said that he was buried next to his brother and his
Yeah,
mom.
yeah,
Could you
right in the
imagine
middle.
getting like he gets buried and then he goes to Vander. He's like, "Fuck you."
So after the country found out about all of this, the media like flooded the town. They were just all about it because true crime was like really becoming something that people talked about more. And they started to make these dark jokes to help people cope with them. And they called them Geiners. Geiners. The people in Plainfield didn't like it, but everybody else was like,
Hell yeah.
Throw out a
Yeah.
couple gainers. I like
so
it.
I've got some examples.
Ooh.
Drop him on us.
All right. Let's go down the list here. Why did they let Gein out of the hospital on New Year's Eve?
Why?
So he could dig up a date. Some of these are very like 50s, 60s.
Okay. All right.
All right. What's a Gein beer? One with lots of body and no head.
Grant, why'd you look at me? All
It was your turn to ask what.
Okay, so this one's my favorite.
right.
Why did Ed Gein keep his home so hot?
Why?
So the furniture didn't get goosebumps.
That's a good one.
That's great.
That's a good
Yeah.
gainer.
That's great.
That's good. That's good.
All right, what were Ed's favorite pastries?
What?
Lady fingers.
Yeah, they were.
Come on.
All right, last one. It's not a question and answer, but Ed Gein was so popular that there were always women hanging around his place.
Okay.
Okay.
That's good.
And that's the story of Ed Gein, the butcher of Plainfield.
Well, that's wonderful. Wow.
Such a good job. Oh my God.
Thanks.
Are you sure this is the first time you've done a podcast?
It's my 700th.
Well, now, how do you feel, Joseph?
Just kidding.
How do you feel now, Joseph?
I was trying to compliment her and I got showed up. So, I feel pretty good. I feel good.
Yeah, that was great.
That was
I know.
great.
I could
a
do with
great
a
time.
skull full of cereal right about
It's
now.
not so often
I'm
I
really
get to use my
hungry.
Midwestern accent.
That was
Yeah.
really good.
Thank
good.
you.
I'm very
It's
impressed.
fun.
It's, yeah,
I felt like Ed was here. He was with us.
he is.
Quick, get him out of character.
Sorry, I live in those. I'm gonna be Ed Gein for the next 2 weeks.
Did they say how long his reign of terror really was? Like, is that ever specified? Like when he picks it up and
Yeah, it was. So right when his mom died, which was
1945?
45, and then he was caught because of Bernice in 1957. So it's like those years. Those were his
Okay.
sprees.
Solid 13 years of corpse fondling, grave digging.
And it's said to
Titty
like
doorbells.
he
Titty
apparently
doorbells.
used to like look at magazines. Like he had true crime magazines, and he had these magazines that talked about like the Nazis that kept tattooed skin, and I don't fully understand it, but like he may have had a little
Oh.
inspiration.
Wasn't there that Nazi lady, like the bitch of Buchenwald or something, who like did
Yeah.
that same thing? Like she made a lampshade out of like Holocaust victims.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's fucked.
I bet you read about that and was like, "Ooh,
I have to
It's
say,
like I'm gonna show her up.
it's
I could do that."
I can do better than
it's
that.
really cool hearing about this what am I trying to say? It's really cool hearing about people's fascination with true crime and like even
Oh, it's been
decades
evergreen,
ago.
dude. Yeah,
It's-
people
it's
always
really cool.
Always,
love for it.
I mean, people attended public hangings
Right.
and they'd sell like peanuts and fucking pastries and shit.
It's like a
you
train
know?
wreck. You can't
Yeah.
not look at it.
And like also, you didn't have jack to do back then, so they're
Yeah.
like, "Hey, they're gonna hang this dude in the square," and it's like, "No, fucking, I got nothing else going on."
Well, true crime podcasting feels like it's only been around for just a little bit, but
But that's only because podcasting
Yeah, right.
has been
Yeah.
around for just a little while.
But-
But we've got like Penny Dreadfuls, like I mentioned the other day, that's a very like UK based thing or whatever. But yeah, there's all these little like tabloid-esque, like shittily bound paperbacks and stuff that you get even out in the Midwest that chronicles all these horrific things that other people did.
Yeah,
it's wild.
real bloody bodice rippers,
Right.
right? I mean,
Yes.
I don't know. I think so.
It was just the way you said it.
Yeah.
No, I liked it.
Chelsea, Grant, maybe you two could help enlighten me on this. If I remember correctly, Silence of the Lambs was used a lot more when it came out for a lot of transphobic, like anti-trans sentiment, talking about how essentially like the serial killer wanting to be, being a man, wanting to be a woman, and that kind of sick, demented mind is the only mind that could exist to like want to kill people and dismember them like that. Did that come up before Silence of the Lambs? Like, was Ed used in that sense, or do you know if the anti-trans sentiment existed prior, during, or anything along those
I
lines?
don't think so. Like in the time that Ed Gein was around, and you can maybe clarify or say otherwise, but at that time, especially in that region of the country, that was just not a topic. Like nobody thought about that. If you were gay, you would leave the small town and go hide basically in a city. So gender ideas, gender issues or
discourse or anything.
Exactly. Yeah. Thank you. It was just non-existent. I think the people that made the film, that was not intended at all. They were just going after a pretty horrific scene, right? Our main character is a cannibal. The side character, Buffalo Bill, seems to have some sort of like evilly based like gender dysmorphia potentially. And these were like critics or audience members that ran with that idea. They had their own fucking prerogative. You know what I mean? The people that made the film, that was not part of it at all.
Okay.
As far as I understand.
Just wondering.
Yeah, I mean that's I think how I took it too. I mean, I don't think that in 1950s they were thinking like, oh, he wants to be a woman. I think their focus was more on like he robbed these graves and he had all these body parts. Like that's the weird part.
Yeah, it seems more like kind of rather than like gender discourse. It seems more like, at least in Ed Gein's case, more of like a ritual, bloodletting type thing too. Like it's like a weird reenactment and also.
It's like a real
insult to his mother's memory in a way. Like it's like both like emulating her and like distancing himself from her.
Yeah. That was like a strange like mother ideation. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Ideation's good. Yeah. Look at us trying to sound smart.
Wow.
You get smart ideas once in a while.
We get smart.
Yeah.
Not me.
Did he make any? Do you know if he made any headway while he was in the mental hospital, or was it just
They said he was like just great. He was very nice. Like everyone, I mean, even before all this, everyone is just like, he's just a really nice guy. So, I mean, he was just nice.
If you weren't dead and you didn't look like his mom, you were probably fine.
Yeah.
Also, he got to be around people,
Yeah.
Imagine
which he
that.
probably enjoyed.
Yeah.
You know?
I mean, fucking what, 40 plus years of isolation?
Yeah.
And then suddenly it's just like, hey, you're my friend now. It's
Yeah.
like, you know, he's probably tickled pink, much like his nipple belt.
Very good.
There it is.
Brought it back.
There it is.
That was great.
All right. Well, that's another episode.
Yeah.
That was great.
I
Good
think
job,
so.
Chelsea.
Thank you.
Very good job.
Great job, y'all.
All right.
Yeah.
Before
Well,
we sign off, Chelsea, is there anything you would like to plug? Anything you do? Anything you want to talk about?
I don't know. You could follow me on Instagram at
Okay.
Chelsea Lynn Parsons. I think. Is that what it is? I don't even know. I don't even know if that's my Instagram.
We'll tag you on the
Just,
Instagrams and stuff.
hang on,
Yeah.
look it up real quick. You have your
Let
phone
me-
next to you. Yeah.
Let me find it.
I have
I
my
changed
phone
it
next to me.
recently. I changed my last name. So, oh yeah, it's Chelsea Lynn Parsons. You can find me.
How do you spell Chelsea? Is it CH?
CHELSEA LYN.
classic.
1 N.
1 N.
Parsons. Yep. I'm an actor. I'm a stunt woman.
You're a stunt woman?
I'm a stunt woman.
That's cool as hell.
She gets set on fire and shit.
What?
Yeah, she's supposed to set me on fire sometime, but
Yeah, we'll
What?
talk about that. We'll do that. We'll do a whole like episode one
You should
day.
come back and we can talk about that.
Yeah, let's do it.
Yeah.
Also, set me on fire. That sounds awesome.
Party.
Let me watch you set Grant on fire and then maybe I'll do it.
Yeah, yeah.
I'm
We'll see
already
how
on
fast
fire.
he burns and then
Yeah.
So
I'm already on fire.
in my pants.
That's something else.
it burns a lot.
Good old crotch fire.
Oh, I'm on fire.
Keeps me warm.
It does. Have to keep my house at a nice 65 degrees.
Will your
yeah.
furniture get goosebumps?
No, just burn marks.
All right. Fantastic.
We'll give it up to Chelsea, the skinterior designer. That was great. I'm Joseph. Thanks for joining
This
us.
is Jamie. Thank you, Chelsea, so much for coming on.
Thank you. Thanks for having me, y'all.
Grant here and Austin over there.
I'm Austin.
There it is.
If you want Chelsea back, email us at don'temailtrashville@gmail.com and join our Patreon.
It doesn't
right.
matter.
Join
She's
the
coming
Patreon.
back sometime anyway. Woo!
You get no say in
Whether
this.
you like it or not.
If you don't want her on the Patreon or if you don't want her back on the podcast, then email us at
And
don'temailtrashville.
fuck you.
And you know what? Why don't you drop us a line at don'temailtrashville@gmail.com. Tell us who you're most excited to make a skin suit out of.
Oh, yeah. That's a good email question right there.
And also send an email to Don't Email Trashville if you really want to invest in the nipple doorbell.
This is ground floor for the
Yeah.
nipple doorbell. Okay, you're not going to get a better opportunity than this.
You know,
right.
you know how I was saying that I gave that clip to all the sharks the other day. Yeah, I'm gonna pitch the nipple doorbell.
You know who would probably buy it? Spencer's. Spencer's Gifts.
Spencer's
They
Gifts.
would love it.
Dude.
The nipple doorbell.
Yeah.
The murder schmurder nipple doorbell.
Done.
Email us at don't email trashful@gmail.com on whose nipple you want the most.
Of us.
Okay, bye.
Like what you hear? Subscribe. Follow us on Instagram at Trashville_USA. And if there's a true crime story you want the gang to cover, email us at don'temailtrashville@gmail.com. Murder Schmurder is produced by Jamie. Our tracking engineer is Grant. And our mix and mastering engineer is Julie. Incidental music and our theme song is provided by Jules. This has been another production of